Welcome guys to the start of our City Skylines 2 playthrough. We picked Waterway Pass here, and we're going to name our city Hammerford. Here were the periods there. We're going to go ahead and start this game and get into it. Alright, so I have played quite a bit of City Skylines 1. I have played literally 0 minutes of this, so we're going to have to figure some stuff out. We're going to start off with this little 2-lane road. Real nice and simple. This is going to be kind of like our downtown strip here. We're going to have a couple roads branching off in each of the directions here. I will have to change this road later on. This will kind of be like the city square right here. We'll take this, just like that, have a little crossway. Before we do anything else, though, I do need to place kind of my water stuff. So I got to figure out where I'm going to actually put any of this. And then we're going to get into our housing. So let me figure this out real quick. All right, so it does look like this water station actually needs road access now for some reason. So I just put a little gravel road just to save some money. I didn't want to actually have to kind of run anything expensive out here, at least until I figure out what else I need to kind of do, because I know that there's going to be some more stuff in this game that's new. Like, this is already a bunch more stuff than what we're used to seeing in City Skylines 1, so I don't want to spend a bunch of money until I really figure out what's worth spending money on. I just did a little gravel road. I'm going to keep looking here, and I'm going to see what else I need to do. So I need to get power set up. And there's a good chance I'm probably going to stick a coal generator back here. I don't know if this is resource intensive. I may need to figure out if it's actually near any coal to get it to work properly. I'm just going to set it down. If we make a mistake, we make a mistake. But this, wow, it's already $100,000. Alright, so we'll put that down. We'll connect this into the city. Just like that. And then I don't know if I'm going to have to run this deeper. I think it should be okay, but we'll see here in a second once I lay down all this residential. Alright, so our plan for what we're going for is we're trying to put all of our residential stuff kind of outside of this to put it alongside some of the streets and stuff. And then we're going to have our commercial stuff kind of along the main street, so we'll have like little shops and stuff down here. We'll have kind of the rest of the town on the outside of it. I need to see what else we're going to do to see if we're even getting power. So far, we're not getting any money at all, so I'm going to back out of this. I'm going to watch this grow for a little bit and make sure we're actually getting power. Okay, we just got our first house popping up, finally. Here, let me go back to regular speed here. Oh, look at that. That's nice. Got a nice little shed and a patio. This guy's got solar. This little garden back there. This kind of looks like Mazar homes. These don't look like crazy fancy houses, but they're houses. I mean, some are kind of repeatable, but, you know, this City Skylines, that'll be okay. What we got going on over here? What's this? Like a shopping center? Gas station. All right, that looks sweet. A little bit of a town going on now, finally. We're going to keep speeding this up so these can keep building. I have noticed that these take way longer to build as opposed to the last game. The last game was almost instant. You set down the stuff and then, okay, you got like half a city already. So this is taking a while to build, but we're just going to keep speeding it up and let it catch up. We did add a little bit of an industrial zone over here just so we kind of keep this pollution separate. This is on a little bit of an incline, as you can tell from this stuff here, but it should be okay. We're probably going to wrap this around to the back side of this here and see what is actually going on. What's wrong with this? What do you mean it's not connected? I don't understand the problem here. Okay, let me keep messing with this. This has a problem for some reason. Alright, so our city is starting to come together, and it's doing pretty good. There is a lot of demand for this low-density housing, but I don't know if it's actually a matter of the kind of, what is it called? The zones laid out, or if it's a matter of just the, oh, hey, tiny village. I don't know if that's the problem, or if it's just because these are taking so long to build, which is nothing I can really do about that. We're going to keep laying stuff down. We do have, ooh, medium-density housing now, so that'll be good. We're going to keep laying stuff down. It looks like now we got a demand bar for that as well. So we're going to check out some stuff. I now have healthcare and I have garbage management. So there's more to take care of now. We're going to keep focusing on what we need to do. We are building this little road right here to kind of run along this. And we'll probably put some stuff here to kind of make this more beachy and kind of put a little rim around the city. But we're going to run this road along the whole edge of this river here. And we'll have some housing and stuff kind of in the center of it. So we're going to keep building stuff. I'll show you guys what I end up doing. Alright, so we are starting to kind of see a shift. I did place down a hospital right here just so there's nice, easy access to the highway. This may be a problem, this little junction here. I may have to fix this in a little while. because this is kind of our main road. It's probably going to need to be upgraded. But we do have the hospital right here, so this will get nice and easy access to the highway if anything needs to happen. It also has access to the industrial zone over here. We built a little road, kind of piped this off to the end and put our landfill right here. Our death care stuff, the cemetery is very, very expensive. It's 114,000, so we're not going to really worry about placing that quite yet until I get some dead people, which probably is a bad decision. It's probably something that I need to take care of right now because I have $780,000, but I'm not going to worry about it quite yet. I'm just going to worry about keeping up with our demands. So it looks like we are starting to get more residential or more commercial demand as these kind of medium level homes are starting to pop up. Let's check these out. So yeah, they just look like little row homes, which are nice. Should get a lot more population in here for kind of a smaller area. The city is really starting to come together. So I'm liking how it's looking. Some of these buildings need to take a little more time to build, but it'll all work itself out. There's a lot of demand for this. I might pipe this off here, this little road, do a little junction, build a small neighborhood out here in these trees. I think this would be a great place for like a school once we kind of unlock that in our next step. So we're going to keep moving forward. Before we do all this, though, we're going to add more commercial buildings because this is not enough to supply all this. So we're going to put this down a little bit further and maybe pipe this off and put some more residential stuff or commercial. All right, so we decided that we still want this main street to be a lot of commercial. So we took out a lot of these houses here, which people are probably not going to like, but it'll be okay. They'll kind of figure it out. We did add more housing right here. So we turned this into the same medium density stuff. What's the problem here? Okay, yep, we got our first dead person, so we need to build our cemetery. So I'm going to get that worked out right now. Let me slow this down before I get way over my head here. Yes, dead people are starting to pile up. It's not good, but we put more commercial stuff down the main street here. And then over here, we built this little neighborhood. So it just kind of comes around. We have a lot of room back here where you can kind of loop everything around to make a nice little area here. Straighten some things out. And this is just some more low density stuff to kind of get rid of that demand. We're going to build our cemetery over here. So we get rid of these two things so they can stop smelling their dead friends. And then we're going to, looks like, build more industrial demand. So we're going to keep working on this, and I'll be back in a second. So we went ahead and put our cemetery kind of back here, attached to this village, or this little area back here. So that's over there, and then we just need to see about getting more industrial stuff over this way. Oh, I don't know what I did to turn off my hub, but let's get that back on. There we go. All right, so I was looking at the little development progression system thing over here with our tiny village. There's a lot of information here and a lot of things that are probably really, really important, like parking areas and all this stuff. It kind of goes down, it goes through all the different systems. You kind of add a lot of really cool stuff to this your city, but I think the most important thing for me right now, which is probably wrong, but just from getting from this description, it says road maintenance facilities, which I'm hoping this will make roads a lot cheaper. Because right now our biggest thing is, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what that unlocks, but that's what we're going to go with. Right now we're operating pretty much in the negative. Pretty bad. So we need to figure out how to make some more money, and we need to figure out how to get our maintenance costs down. So we're going to try that for right now, and we're going to see if that helps at all. All right, so I did find that tab that I just unlocked, which is this, which doesn't actually make any of it cheaper, but it does help us with road repairs, snow clearing, and traffic accident cleanups, which is probably going to be something a bit more of a problem later on down the road. So we're going to probably leave this alone for now, but it did unlock a lot of cool stuff that we didn't have in the last game. There's traffic lights and stop signs. We have all this cool stuff. We have crosswalks, grass, trees, sound barriers are really going to be important once we unlock that. Lighting as well to kind of decorate our city a little bit better. All this stuff is actually fairly cheap, so that should help us out a lot kind of down the road, but right now we're going to leave a lot of this alone. We're still working on unlocking more population. A lot of our housing and stuff has started to finish. We still need to get some more in here and kind of in between. So we are going to leave that alone. Our low density is going up, which means we need to add more to this neighborhood back here. And eventually we're going to end up adding a school as well. So we're going to work on this a little bit, kind of see what we come up with, and I'll show you what that looks like. So kind of the first real mistake we made with the city is I really would have liked to have left this all as commercial on this main strip, and I didn't do that because I was just focused on kind of building up the population and trying to avoid building roads. But we rezoned all this stuff to get it how I wanted it, and then if we really need to add more, we're going to start looking elsewhere, probably along the beach here, to kind of get some commercial zones placed down. So hopefully that should be enough for right now. It looks like all of our demands are good for as of right now. We'll just have to see what happens. So we're going to keep going along. We're really, really close to getting our next progression. We just need a little bit more XP. So we're going to see whatever we need to do to make that happen. And there we go. We got a little bit more XP, and we're able to unlock milestone 2. Another $70,000, 2 of these progression points, and I believe these are little land squares that we can buy as well. Yeah, so we're up to 5 now for these, which we don't really need to play with quite yet. We could probably unlock this here to give us a little bit more space around this river, but we're gonna, or sorry, lake. So we're gonna leave this alone for right now. We don't really need to buy any of these, but we're gonna check out a progressions tab and see what else we can end up buying. So part of our kind of new thing that we unlocked is the actual research. All right, what does it say? Education and research. So we did place an elementary school, which will be fine for right now. In a little bit, we're going to have to place a high school. I don't want to place them right next to each other, so I'm going to probably build another division over here to kind of figure out where I want to put it. I could put it right here, but I'm planning on trying to run a bridge like right through here that leads over across. So I don't know about that. It's probably going to wind up being over here, but we're going to cross that bridge when we get there. We did look at the progressions tab, but I don't think there's really anything in here that's going to be super helpful right now. So we're going to just hold on to the points and kind of see where we're at. Because all this stuff's cool, but it's going to be another thing for me to end up spending money on. I'd just rather kind of leave it alone for right now. And once we get into it more, we can kind of use those points or something that's going to actually help us out. All of our demands are rising, so we're going to need to place some more stuff here real soon. So we're having trouble kind of expanding out our commercial stuff. So we decided that we were going to put a lot of it right here. I built this little kind of node back here to put a lot of our commercial stuff, but I put it behind the housing, and I didn't really like that. So I ended up putting half it as commercial, and hopefully that'll kind of help out. It's like a little bit of a shopping center back here, and you do have some residential stuff as well. We're going to get to a point really quickly here where we're not going to be able to put a whole lot of more commercial stuff inside of this, and we're going to have to start expanding out elsewhere and build a second shopping center somewhere else. Our industrial needs to kind of get a little bit more. What we're really struggling with is our low density stuff because it keeps asking for low density, and I'd much rather be placing kind of some of this other stuff. I did end up place some apartment buildings right here just to kind of, here we check those out. Just so you can kind of have some extra housing. Hopefully that helps out with kind of the demand. It gave me there's 2 different bars. So there's a low density, there's a medium density. This should fill out the medium density, which is kind of what I'm hoping for, and I keep getting the low density stuff in order to build a really expansive city. So hopefully as we go, that kind of goes away, and I can start upgrading that to the higher density stuff and get a lot more population for what I'm doing, as opposed to having just tiny little homes absolutely everywhere. So I know that sounds like kind of shitty to just be like, oh, well, you guys don't deserve small ranch houses. You guys are going to live in a massive skyscraper, but you know, this is a game, and we're having fun with it, and everything's going good. And these people are fictitious, so what happens to them isn't really all that important to me. Okay, I'm just digging the hole deeper. We're just gonna move on. All right, so I was trying to wait for day to actually show you guys what we're gonna be doing, but I found out I can actually just turn off the day and night cycle, which is really honestly huge. So I turned that off, and now we can actually see what we're doing despite it being in the middle of the night. We were adding some more medium housing. It did ask for that, which is no problem because we have tons of space for that. It's just this low density stuff that's really starting to bother me. Commercial is really starting to get to me because we have this whole street worth of stuff. This guy, this place right here, doesn't have enough customers. Despite having such a massive demand for commercial buildings, this guy doesn't have customers, which I'm pretty sure that just means this guy sucks at business. So like that's his fault because I gotta build like a ton more commercial buildings. And if he doesn't have commercials now, he's probably going out. Our customers now, he's probably going out of business. So you know what? That's his problem. You know, there's only so much that I can do to help him out. You know, so we're gonna keep moving forward. What's wrong with this over here? A higher, dude. This is what you keep asking for. This is what they want, but they're gonna complain about the rent. I don't know how to make these people happy. All right, so we made some more updates here. We kind of built a little another addition to Main Street to kind of get it across this bridge here. So this will give us access to the stuff over here. We can build a really nice kind of residential area over here when the time comes. We are going to run into traffic eventually, and we'll kind of cross that as we get there because this is really our only way to get into the city right here. And traffic is definitely going to become a problem because this junction is relying on a lot. So we're gonna keep playing because that's all we really can do. Just keep moving forward and take care of the problems as we go. But overall, I think this is starting to come together really, really nicely. We got a nice, some nice apartment buildings that are kind of overlooking the water. I'm surprised that this doesn't say it's high rent, because this would probably be very, very expensive. I know that if I go into here, the not the bulldozer, the landscaping, I know there's a way to kind of add a beach here. That is not what I wanted to do. How do I undo that? Oh boy. Okay, hold on. Okay, I fixed my little terrain nub, made some more problems, but I did actually unlock another milestone. We did get 800,000, got more bonus points to use, and we got a lot more of these kind of land squares to unlock if we need them, which should help us out on this other side of this island, because we're going to start building the second part of the town, which should be a lot more high density once we lock that stuff. So that's good. I am trying to kind of level this out, see if I can get this to be a little bit more further out into the river, and then I can start building some housing and stuff right here. So I'm not going to work on this too much because I don't think I really need to mess with this too much before I start making troubles. Before I start causing problems is what I'm trying to do. So I found out this is an option and we'll mess with this later, but right now we're just going to kind of leave this alone. Looks like we still have the same stuff going on. Not that. We still have the same stuff going on. We need a lot more demand for our medium, which is great because that's what we need to have because we have the space to unlock that stuff. The lower residential stuff is going to be a problem. Is this specialized industry? Okay, we can start farming and stuff now, so that's great. Let's go ahead and place these density zones down real quick, and we'll kind of see where we're at. So the goal is to kind of have this little bridge run right through the apartment stuff, the apartment buildings, these right here. I think that would look really, really cool. Just kind of have do a nice way through. You still have the stuff underneath. I think that'll be fine. We're going to keep moving forward. All right, so I was paying attention to these little notes I'm getting on the side, and it looks like our healthcare is starting to suffer. Specifically, the stuff that's kind of further away. So like this over here for the apartments is really starting to become a problem. So we're going to use our research points here, and we're going to actually unlock the hospital. That sounds good. So we'll take that, and that should give us a much bigger medical area over here. How expensive? 1.8 million? Yeah, okay, so that I can't I can't deal with that right now. I'm just gonna put a little medical clinic over here just to kind of help people out because that is way too much for what I'm doing right now. So we wasted those points, but I'm sure down the line we'll probably need a hospital. So we're gonna leave that alone. We're gonna keep working through this. So over here across our bridge, we used our little grid feature. If you click on the roads and then you go right here, you can make a nice grid. So we just expanded that out, and that actually covers a lot more area as opposed to kind of what I've been doing is just placing the roads by hand. They each have their place, but this for right now is going to be just fine. You can put a lot of dense, low density stuff in a dense kind of compact area. And we have the same thing where we run high density housing kind of across the outside of it. We can probably unlock this and start moving this direction, but I don't think it's necessary quite yet. The industrial stuff is going to be a problem, but we do have some roads laid down, so we can do this right now. And I really would like to kind of figure out this specialty stuff over here. So this is all good. We'll lay this out. This should cover up a lot of the demand that we have. If we need more, we're going to start expanding outwards and kind of deal with this over here. We may need to go this way, but we'll figure out what we have to do exactly. For right now, I think everything's going together really nicely. The demand is rising, even though I just put a ton of this housing down. So we're going to leave that alone. Hopefully that corrects itself. We're going to let this run for a little bit and see where we're at exactly. Oh, look. There's police right here. I probably need to place that down as well. So we're going to find a good place for this, and I'll be back in a second. So I decided to put the police station back here. That way it's really close to kind of the commercial stuff right here and all the high density, or the medium density housing. And then kind of get access to both this neighborhood over here and this right here. Across the bridge may be a problem, but I'm hoping that all this stuff is just kind of take care of itself, and I really don't have to worry about it too much. The coverage is pretty far from here, from like the police station, medical station. So hopefully that's okay, but whatever is there, we'll have to just figure it out. And you know what? This low density stuff is still on the rise, so we're just going to fill out all these, and we're just going to let it be. We'll figure out what the deal is from there. I'm just going to make one of these commercial housing, or commercial low density stuff, just so it's figured out. So if this starts to rise, which already is, then we have something over here, gas stations, shopping centers, whatever it is, these people can figure out their stuff on this side and not have to cross the bridge unless they absolutely have to. So we went ahead, oh, my mouse is going all over the place. So we went ahead and placed a little little firehouse right here, just so we have fire protection as well for anything that's coming along. It looks like this is going to be enough to kind of cover this. We do have some yellow over here, which probably isn't all that good. This stuff really isn't protected a whole lot, but it should be okay for now. These fire stations are pretty cheap as opposed to kind of... Ooh, disaster control. Okay, we're just going to pretend like that's not there because I don't have to worry about hurricanes quite yet. But, so we just cover it with a little firehouse. Everything's coming along pretty good. The low density is kind of fluctuating up and down as this is kind of being built over here. So hopefully we can really get down with this low density stuff, because otherwise I feel like I'm going to cover this entire map with just low density housing, and I'm really not all that interested in that. So over here on our little island, we did place... Oh. Okay. It was a very violent pop-up. So we did place a high school over here. We'll just surround this to the roads real quick. Kind of make it look nice and interesting. Oh, not the grid. Just need straight lines. What is going on here? Okay, come on. Let me place the road. Oh, it's because it's on a hill. That's why it's having trouble. That's good. This is just kind of surrounded. We can put some more low density stuff around here. We're probably going to run another bridge, like right here. It just kind of tapers off across. So they kind of have two ways to go as opposed to just being stuck with all the traffic on this bridge. I'm worried, though, that if I put a bridge right here, that later down the line, there'll be so much traffic, because you're going to have all this housing right here, which is eventually going to switch off to the high density stuff, like the skyscrapers and stuff like that. So if I do this, there's going to be a lot of traffic here, and then there's going to be all the low density stuff on this side. And then on top of that, you have all the commercial stuff. So you're pretty much going to have everything coming in down this road through here, and then it's going to have a choice of either going to here, and there's just going to be a ton of traffic. So I don't know if that's really the best idea, but we're probably going to do it anyway. And just, if we make a mistake, then we got to learn from it, and that's okay. I don't know how far I'll be able to take this to some of the mistakes that I've already made, but we're going to keep working through it and just see what we can do. I have a lot to learn about this game, because I've played maybe about 30 minutes this in total, and I'm still trying to learn everything, and there's just a lot. So if it's anything like City Skylines 1's, I've already made 10,000 mistakes, and all these little dinky roads that I've made are going to be a huge problem down the line. Either way, we're going to do what we can, and we're going to make the most of it. So yeah, so it looks like all of this stuff over here is really having trouble, especially in like health and medical and stuff like that. So we're going to actually go to this real quick, and we're going to buy this square. I'll buy that one too. That one really doesn't matter as much, but we're going to buy this square, and that should allow us to kind of put some more medical stuff over here. Just build like a little bit of a road off to the side. We'll take this right here. We're going to make this, try to make it even with what's going along here. I've already kind of messed up it being even before, but that's really not that big of a deal. So I'll place that there, and then we'll surround this with just some low density stuff, because they're already asking for it. You know what, while we're at it, we'll put in some apartment buildings as well, just so they have a little bit of options over here as well. So we'll add some in here as well, and then we can run this road down more to create more if we still have this demand after. Commercial is struggling, so we'll put in commercial buildings as well. And then with all that, everything should be kind of getting back to the normal levels. The low density stuff is still pretty high, but if I really want to start knocking this down, I have to build another village. And I'm not sure about all that. I can probably expand it out this way and build that little bridge that I was talking about. Just try to find a place to put more of this low density stuff, but I'd rather just kind of wait it out and see where I'm at. Make sure that all my bases are covered before I start expanding stuff, because if I go too far, then I won't be able to recover it, and there's a lot of stuff that I'll need to do, like the healthcare I keep having trouble with. We gotta see about recycling, kind of some of this other stuff as well, the education. I don't know if that's going to be okay. All right, so we made a ton of progress today. We built a lot of our kind of basis for what our town is going to be. I think it was a very good start. We've definitely learned a lot about some of the things that this game has that the last one didn't. And I think that this turned out pretty good. So we're going to continue this series every Monday. I know it's Tuesday today, but I was waiting for the game to come out. So we're going to continue every Monday. You can expect a video following this city and kind of the stuff that I'm going to be doing with City Skylines 2. If I need to restart, I'll have to restart. That's perfectly fine. We'll figure it out as we go. But that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next Monday.